Now let's learn more about minority and majority influence. In movies like 12 Angry Men, we see depictions of how the few can sometimes persuade the many to change their minds. But does this actually happen in real life? Yes, it absolutely does. Moscovici's conversion theory highlights some of the cognitive and interpersonal processes that predict how the minority will influence the majority. When disagreements occur, members are motivated to reduce the conflict, sometimes by changing their own or others' attitudes and behaviors. They do this using one or more of the 4 sources of influence you learned about in the previous videos, as well as a number of other processes. 1 is validation. When the minority's argument surprises and captivates the majority, they pay attention to it, and their consideration gives the minority's position some validity. In addition, when the minority succeeds in converting a majority member, it's probably because they privately agree with the position. This creates a longer-lasting change within the individual, and it also validates the minority's argument. By contrast, the majority influences the minority through comparison processes. Note that the majority often controls the group's resources. Some minority members might publicly agree with the majority just to access them, and enjoy inclusion in the more powerful part of the group. But, because the change is superficial, it's likely temporary and won't stick. Plenty of research also suggests that minority members are persuasive when their argument is consistent and well-prepared, and when they're in good standing with the rest of the group. For example, minority members who are team players, committed to the group, and competent are usually more persuasive than those who aren't. Their higher status in the group gives them power to dissent through what are called idiosyncrasy credits. These are the hypothetical credits they've gained for their many contributions to the group. Members can also lose credits for things like dissenting, making mistakes, and deviating from norms. Minority members are also more successful when the group is required to reach a unanimous decision than when the majority rules. Requiring all members to agree means the majority must listen to the minority members and attempt to convince them. But using the majority rules approach means the larger group doesn't even have to consider the minority's argument, thereby stripping the minority members of their power to influence.